sure I do too.
And we are live.
Oh, hello there. That can be there the whole time. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
What a delight it is to welcome you all back into this sacred space of Friday night together. And what a delight it is to welcome Rabbi Carrie back from medical leave. We're so glad you're back.
I'm so glad to be back with everyone.
Just a few things have changed in your absence. Oh gosh. And as Rabbi Carrie catches up on everything Zoom and everything virtual, we also are doing something tonight for the very first time. Thanks to our tech wizard, Dan Lieber. The three of us are in our own homes this evening. We ask for your patience as we navigate these uncharted waters. And just a quick FYI, Dan cannot do much to boost the sound, so please know that we are doing our best. This Shabbat has a special name. It is called Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Shabbat, the Big Shabbat. It always precedes Passover, the Shabbat before Passover. And it is also the Shabbat during which Molly Dickerson would have become bat mitzvah. So as we turn to page 1 to light our Shabbat candles, we send extra special love to Molly, to her mom and dad, Allison and Brad, and to her little sister, Lily. And if you have your candles, please get them out as well, and we'll join together with Rabbi Carrie in lighting the Shabbat candles.
The view you see behind me is what you would see if you were sitting at my kitchen table on any given day. Well, it's what you would see on any day that I had cleaned. Every day these days, I wake up to a text from a friend. Today is Friday, she tells me helpfully. How will you mark today? So much of our lives is confined, and we pray that we keep safe through this confinement. Our kitchen here where you are with me is where I cook and eat. It's where I do science projects with the kids, where I teach Torah now, and with you tonight I pray. How will I mark this space as sacred for this time? Well, it helps that I barred the children. But I also wonder, where are you sitting? How will you mark your space? As I prepare to light these candles with and for our community, I pray that the intention of this Shabbat, the profound need and desire for rest, rejuvenation, reflection, and connection, are illuminated by our flames. Then my kitchen, your couch, Beth's music room, each will truly become sanctuaries. Not just, we pray, sanctuaries from illness, but also sanctuaries in space and time. So Beth and I have our matches in our hand. Here we go. Baruch. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech
Haolam Asher Kiddushanim V'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Lehadlek ner Shel Shabbat. And because this Friday night service has become a source of spiritual sustenance, which I can say is fine in this crazy time, let's set our Shabbat table tonight with Kiddush and Motzi. We turn to page 51 in our prayer books. Pour yourself a glass if you have one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat Kodsho be'ahava uratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'i kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. And because Rabbi Carey made beautiful chalot today, we continue with motzi. Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Our Shabbat table has been set. Let the feast begin. Parker Palmer, the great author, educator, and activist, wrote, "There is a hard truth to be told. Before spring becomes beautiful, it is plug ugly. Nothing but mud and muck. But in that muddy mess, the conditions for rebirth are created." As we enter yet another Shabbat confined to our own homes, we dedicate tonight's service to this question: how can we find moments of freedom and liberation, of growth and rebirth in this muddy mess of confinement with all of the abounding fear and uncertainty surrounding us? Are there seeds we can plant now to blossom in the days to come? Rabbi Jessica Minnen wrote a poem called "The Space Between Us." Yes, the space between us is scary. It is odd and at odds, an area unoccupied where all things exist. But the space between us is also liminal, a threshold between old and new. And so, in this space, anything is possible. To grow without gathering, to connect without congregating, to create without convening, which means the space between us is sacred. Yes, the space between us is scary, but scared and sacred are so close, and we need to make space for them both. With gratitude that we can be together in this sacred space tonight, let us turn to page 2 for Hine Matov, how good it is to be together. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad, Hine Matov umanai, Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad, Hine Matov umanai.
Amen.
Have we all been singing a new song these days? Let us turn to page 5, letting our song of hope and of care, of concern for those around us, let this melody light up this Shabbat evening. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. It's a new song, but let's sing it out. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basaru Miyom Liyom Yeshu. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Come, friends, let us turn our hearts toward peace and wholeness, toward sacred rest and renewal. L'chadodi is on page 11 if you're following along in the PDF of our prayer book. When we get to stanza 9, we can either rise and face the east, or has become our custom, placing our hands over our hearts to welcome in Shabbat. Tonight we'll do Lincoln's Tune, Lincoln's Nigun. L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishme'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'liktila L'chadodi Likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha ki l'kor habarata merosh mikem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshavah tchila L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela Stanza 5 Heat oreri Kiva orech Umi ori Uri Shir daveri Kibon Adonai Alai nigla L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela Shalom ateret gam besimcha uvetzala tov emunei am segula bo'ikala L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela L'chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela The Chatzi Kaddish serves as a doorway from Kabbalat Shabbat into the Ma'ariv service. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just note what is happening with you as we rise in body or in spirit to chant these ancient Aramaic words together. Page 15. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Alma divarach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael bagala ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen. Feeling the ground beneath our feet and touching into the endless reservoir of wisdom and light within each of us, we find our way home, knowing we are not alone. Page 16, Baruch Hu, dear one. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come. Dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come. In the Torah scroll, sometimes a letter will appear either larger or smaller than normal. This relatively rare occurrence indicates that we should take special notice of some hidden teaching or idea. In the Shema, the letter Ayin at the end of the word Shema and the letter Daled at the end of the word Echad are both written large. This, I believe, is the only time in the entire Tanakh where there are two large letters in one verse. The letters Ayin and Daled together spell the word witness, aid. Traditionally, we are taught that the mission of the Jewish people is to bear witness to the truth of one God. In our time, we are witness to the profound interdependence and connection of all who dwell on this earth. We are living deeply in our strength and in our radical vulnerability. May our witnessing call us to act with generosity and respect toward all who share this planet. Nearly 4 billion of us are in confinement at this time. Listen, Creator of all. Listen for the one who connects each heart to another. Bottom of page 17. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. We turn to page 18, first paragraph, and page 20, following that, 4 lines down, for Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת.
Most of us are on an emotional roller coaster. Okay, I'm on an emotional roller coaster. And since I can't actually see you nod along with me, I'm going to assume that in your head or in your house, you're going something like this. I am so grateful to be safe at home. I am so tired of being stuck at home. I am so proud of those who are working tirelessly to keep people safe and healthy, those who are essential to help the rest of us stay home. I am so scared for those who have to work in these conditions. For those living with family, the roller coaster often sounds like, I am so grateful to have such amazing in-depth time with my kids. And I am so looking forward to someone other than my kids' company. For those living alone, I'm so tired of my own company. And I've learned so much about my own resiliency. I'm part of a professional group that's been meeting weekly for 6 years. And I'm known in this group for hating all sorts of creative teaching mechanisms, anything that involves role play or improv, anything that really makes me get out of my chair and out of a book. That said, when I read a post on the internet the other day that said, yes, and, which is a very famous improv game my teacher had introduced me to about 6 years ago now, I felt profound relief instead of the annoyance I expected. Applied to our current situation, it might sound like this. Yes, I am so grateful to be safe at home, and I am so tired of being stuck at home. Yes, I am so proud of those working tirelessly, and I am scared. I'll give you a second here. What are the yes ands that jump to your mind in these strange days? I think those yes ands we are all holding may be the key to how we approach this week ahead. A week that involves planning a Passover unlike a Passover almost any of us have experienced before. On Passover, we retell the story of the Exodus. Why do we bother to retell that story? There's an idea that holidays are like a booster shot. They remind us at certain times of year of certain values and ideals and ways of being. Not that those ways don't matter throughout the rest of the year, but rather to reinforce that there are times when we can refocus on them. I heard an interview with Rabbi B'nai Lappi of Svara, a traditional radical yeshiva. And she referenced in that interview a teaching about what the booster we're supposed to remember or be experiencing when we remember the Passover story is. She said that her teacher, Rabbi Yitz Greenberg, said that what was radical about Passover, that what we should really focus on, was the idea that a small group of people took their own personal experience and made it about others. We were slaves in Egypt. We were a small, powerless clan. We had no authority. And yet we told this story not to remind ourselves of what it felt like to be powerless, but to remind ourselves to look outward and to see others who were also in that position. It is a booster of sympathy and empathy. But Rabbi Lappi suggested that perhaps the booster needs to change this year. A lot of us are hearing a lot about immunizations, so of course the metaphors I'm using are medical these days. But perhaps this year, Rabbi Lappi suggests we have to step even further back into the idea of Passover to understand what's important. What if the model of Passover this year is simply that the ancient Israelites, a marginalized people whose voices they were told would not matter, what if in fact the miracle, the lesson is that they listened to the voices inside themselves, that they believed that each of their stories mattered? What if this year at Passover, Rabbi Lappi suggests, we turn back to ourselves, to our internal experiences, our roller coasters, and we treat them as if they matter, as if voicing them might change the future? Or, better yet, what if this Passover we yes and these two great rabbis? Yes, telling the Passover telling the Passover story this year is about finding in our own difficult experiences empathy for all those who are experiencing so much difficulty and suffering. And my own experience, your own experience, the whole roller coaster of it has a value and deserves articulation, because 3,000 years from now, who knows what our ancestors will choose to learn from this experience. May it be a blessing. May our time in community be a blessing. Shabbat Shalom.
For our Micha Mocha tonight, we turn to the page hopefully that will be on the screen, the song Standing at the Sea. The song that puts us right with our biblical ancestors. Standing at the sea, and freedom is on our way. Standing at the sea, Micha Mocha, standing at the sea, Micha Mocha, standing at the sea, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Singing and dancing, singing and dancing, Micha Mocha, singing and dancing, Micha Mocha, singing and dancing, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. They're coming up behind, Micha Mocha, they're coming up behind, Micha Mocha, they're coming up behind, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Bound no more, Micha Mocha, bound no more, Micha Mocha, bound no more, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. The sea she parts, Micha Mocha, the sea she parts, Micha Mocha, the sea she parts, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Now we're walking through the water, walking through the water, Micha Mocha, walking through the water, Micha Mocha, walking through the water, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. One God, Micha Mocha, one God, Micha Mocha, one God, Micha Mocha, freedom's on our way. One last time, freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. Can just taste that freedom. Oh. In these days, when very little is the same as it was just 3 weeks ago, we could all use a little help making each day a song of praise. May our steps be guided toward peace. Please join me in singing, "Oh, guide my steps, See the words on the screen. This is our Hashkivenu for tonight. Spread over us a sukkah of peace. Ufros aleinu Sukkat Shalom Necha. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. All right, sopranos, tenors, you got that part. Let's take it around. Guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Okay, let's keep it going one more time. Oh, guide my guide my steps and help me make today. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Guide my steps. Guide my steps. We rise now in body or in spirit for the Amidah, page 25. We'll recite the first 3 brachot together and then take time in silence together, using the words in the prayer book or the words of our hearts. An invitation, but only if it works for you. Take this time to acknowledge all the change that has taken place. Have you noticed anything arising in you that you would like to nurture? Have you noticed new seeds of growth, new areas of interest, new blossomings? We join together with the first small words at the top of the page. Oh God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, Shabbat Tikvah, Ufi Yagid Tehillatech. Adonai, Shabbat Tikvah, Ufi Yagid Tehillatech. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu, Ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחייב, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Return to these words, Ozi v'zimratia, taken from the Song of the Sea, part of the song that Moses and Miriam sang, Song of Redemption. See the words on the screen. May my strength, balanced with the song of God, be my rescue, be my salvation. Ozi lezimarat ya vayehili lishua. Ozi lezimarat ya vayehili lishua. Right, break it down into a round. We turn to the Mishaberach, our prayer for healing. In this time, we pray for the safety and the wellness of all the inhabitants of this earth. We pray for the healing of our bodies, Rifuat HaGuf, and the healing of our spirits, Rifuat HaNefesh. We pray for a complete healing for all who are suffering, for Refuah Shlema. Tonight, Rabbi Carrie will read the prayer written by Rabbi Guy Austrian. Please feel free to join in with her. The words will be on your screen.
Harachaman, compassionate one, you are Rofeh Chol Basar Umafli Lasot, healer of bodies, who does wondrous deeds. The wondrous bodies that you have made for us now feel more fragile. The openings by which we perceive your world now feel more vulnerable. We are anxious and frightened by the uncertainty of what is to come. We love the lives we lead, and we fear for what disruption may come. We love our friends, families, and neighbors, our children and our elders, and we fear for what illness may come. We pray for healing of body and of spirit, speedy and complete, for all those who are ill from the coronavirus, both far from us and close to home. Strengthen the hands of our caregivers. Give of your healing powers to our medical personnel and mental health professionals. Give of your wisdom to our